In COMOSYS, the frame elements, if you double click on any frame element, frame object, you are familiar with these three offsets. These are the out of plane offset, which can take three values of middle, behind, and front. And then there's a further offset, but I'm talking about these alignments. And there's an in-plane alignment. So this also takes three values of middle, right, and left. And then there's a rotation value, which can loop between these four variables. Now, for example, if I were to take the out of plane middle and convert it into a behind and say apply, you can see the result on the screen. Back or to front, it would be the other one, and middle, back to middle would be like that. Similarly, the in-plane offsets, if I take it to right, it'll be like this. If I take it to left, it'll be like that, and bring it back to middle, like this. The rotations can go between these four values. They're basically 90-degree variations from each other, like that. And again, front brings it back to the top. Now, doing it like this, once you're inside the dialog box is not very difficult, but it's a bit time consuming. So we've got shortcuts for these. And what you can do is you can select an element, and if you press Ctrl+Q, the rotation variable, the four rotation variables inside which you just saw, they are triggered. If you press Ctrl+W, then the position in plane, I think this one gets triggered. And if you press Ctrl+E, then the other one, the third offset, gets triggered. And it's very easy. You can just toggle between these values, so it's much faster. What you can also do is that you can select multiple elements, for example, let's say 2 elements. And if you've got 2 elements selected and you press Ctrl+Q, then both of them will rotate and both of them will go through their 3 offsets like that. So using Ctrl+Q, W, and E, it's very easy to, without feeling the necessity of double clicking the element and going and doing a trial and error based thing of which offset to use. You just quickly go Ctrl+W like that, or Ctrl+E like that, or Ctrl+Q like that, and you get to your desired point. Now, just like we have Ctrl+Q, Ctrl+W, and Ctrl+E for the profiles, we have Ctrl+W only for the plates. So if I were to choose a plate, if you remember inside the plate, we have these offsets of which we call the position and depth offsets. So we have this option of selecting a plate and then saying Ctrl+W, for example, and this will do the same position and depth kind of control for you. So very quickly, without having the need to double click on the element, going inside, changing this variable. Of course, if you want to give an offset further number over there, then you will have to double click and enter that number in the dialog box. But if it's just going through those enumerators, then it's much faster to do it like this.